3, 2, 1, and you're on.
And we are on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in podcast land. Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor, here for the Real Realtors with another real realtor right here. And together we are those realtor guys.
Yep.
Okay, so having said that, a lot going on in the market. And, you know, some of it's good, some is bad. But one of the things that I think is always important is to find out what the reality is. That's why we have this show. We're going to tell you what you need to know as opposed to what you want to hear. Want to hear? Oh, yeah, go to some goofy psychologist. They'll say, oh, let me stop. We're not doing that.
Yep.
Myths. A lot of myths in the real estate business. We hear, I don't think I can ever have a real estate conversation where I don't hear at least one myth.
I agree. Yep.
So let's talk about the top 12 myths that are out there. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's take it away.
That's a good one.
Number one.
So do you need 20% down?
Of course you do.
Yeah, right.
No?
No.
Oh,
You
man.
can go as little as 3.
You can go as little as 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, of course, if you put more down, your payment's going to be lower, and you might have a better opportunity of actually securing a successful offer.
Yep.
If your offer looks better than somebody that's putting less down, but you can still get it for little or nothing down.
Yeah. I mean, VA. I mean, there's a couple
I bought
products
houses
that
with
are
nothing down.
that are 0% down. I did as well.
Yeah.
By one arm. Yep.
So yeah, see,
So no, you do not need
you
20%.
do not. Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Myth 2.
Number 2. This is one of my favorites. Online home value estimates and agent pricing are equally accurate.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
The Zestimate drives most realtors insane.
Oh, you're hurting my ears. The Zestimate.
It's a cringy word.
Well, they by their own admission, they say that their Zestimate is only, in terms of accuracy, it has a 30% margin for error 70% of the time. So if I have a $300,000 house, it could be worth somewhere between $210 and $390.
Yeah, it's a very big
My
range.
dog can come up with a better number than
Yeah.
that. I mean, he's 14 and he's on his way out, fortunately, poor guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and here's another thing. You type in something like home valuation or something like that.
Mhm.
There's 10,000 sites that are out there.
Yeah.
Some are better than others. Some are like goofy.
Yep.
And then, okay, so why are you looking to get a price in the first place?
Yeah.
It's so that you can get your house sold. And even if you have the best price in the world, it's so accurate. That may not be, the strategy to use, put it at that price to get the house sold.
In a certain market that might not
Certain
be.
market, you may want to let the market sort of go over the asking price by pricing it more competitively.
Yep.
Which is why I say, if an agent's going to be coming out to your house and talk about your property, and he's doing a CMA, say, what does that mean? If he says comparative market analysis, that's interesting information. If he tells you it's a competitive market analysis, that's the guy you want to work with, because he knows how it works.
Yeah, and he's going to price. Hopefully, you'll be able to price the property within the competition of in that neighborhood, that town. So it has to definitely be a factor in consideration.
All right.
Absolutely. Myth 3. Home renovations, do they always increase value?
Of course they do.
Oh, really? An in-ground pool?
Oh, God. Taking it wrong again? Oh.
In-ground pool. So, when working with buyers,
Oh, man.
9 times out of 10, my buyers do not want anything to do with an in-ground pool. The ones that I've worked with historically.
Some people the pool thing in Buffalo is fascinating.
Yeah.
When you fly into Buffalo, if you look down on your plane, you'll see nothing but swimming pools.
Yes.
It's one of the reasons they call it the Miami of the North up here. A lot of people will say, not only don't I want the pool, but if I have to buy the house with the pool, I'm going to fill it in.
Yeah. Yep.
You're going to, it could be 100,000. I'm still going to fill it in.
Yeah. Nowadays they're 100,000.
Yeah. People get the pool thing is a good example. But how about if I put a roof on? If I pay my house is worth $300,000. I put a $20,000 roof on it. It's worth $320,000.
Yeah. Well, it can, or it may be. Depends.
But you know what? Maybe it just means that your house will sell more quickly.
Yes.
Because now it's market ready.
Yes.
Maybe you'll get the 3.
It's one more thing that the buyer doesn't have to do, when they're perceiving value and having to update and things like that. But certain colored roofs, I've seen some people put some very unique colored roofs on.
Unique is not a good word in our business.
No, because I've had buyers, it's a brand new roof. Oh, I don't like it.
It's purple.
Well,
and I got to put a roof on or whatever it is.
Yep.
The renovation thing.
Kitchens. I mean, you could put $150,000 into a kitchen if you go all super high end, and that price point it may not be there in the neighborhood that you're putting, where your house lives.
And that's why we call those properties over improved.
Over improved.
Those are great houses to buy because you
Yep.
can usually get them for a lot less than they're supposed to go, because the seller said, if I put this 150,000, I'm going to get that on top. And he
Not
doesn't.
necessarily.
Not necessarily. Yeah.
No.
So that's a big bugaboo.
Yeah.
Um,
That's 4.
Number 4, renting is smarter than buying. Next.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've touched on this many
We've
times.
talked about this, and here's the deal.
For some people, that might be, and I have a family member that is, he swears he's never going to buy a house. He's very successful, doesn't want to have kids and just wants to not have the headache and the maintenance. And he likes to travel. And then,
That's fine.
yeah,
And he can do that. But
Yep.
what's interesting, here's a statistic. I think it's from the economist for the Association of Realtors.
Yep.
Typical homeowners today have about $430,000 in net equity compared to renters whose net worth is less than 10,000.
Yeah.
So you know what? I understand. Maybe you jockey your payment around and justify it in your head, but in the long run, renting is only good as a short-term strategy.
Yep.
And I don't care who says anything to the contrary. It's good as a short-term strategy. Because the longer you stay, the less you're not building up equity.
You can never build equity
You
as a
never build
renter,
equity.
ever. Unless you do a rent to own with a
Yeah.
a tight contract. It's pretty hard to build equity.
But yeah, and it's my mission is to sort of convert renters into owners. It makes me very happy because now I've gotten them the American dream and they can start building equity.
Yep.
And are there other ways to build equity? Sure. But you know what? The number one most successful and reliable way to build equity in this country has and probably will always be real estate.
Yep.
And if you're an investor and you don't own you don't own the place that you're living, you're kind of a goofy investor as far as I'm concerned, because that's the biggest return you're going to get.
Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, so I don't know. But people think that all the time. Oh, I'm going to rent you.
Yeah.
Smoke or drugs.
Yeah.
All right.
So
number 5.
myth 5, the mortgage lending offering the lowest interest rate is best. So that's just, do you always go with the cheapest?
Yeah. Buy cheap, get cheap. But usually something has to give somewhere. It may be on the servicing end. It may be on the ability for them to get back to you.
It could be a payoff, like percentage. There's some loans that carry a 5%. If you end up wanting to pay off your loan earlier because of whatever reason, you could get hit with a 5% penalty.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
and sometimes not. You don't see this a lot, but it's there, like prepayment penalty.
That's what I'm saying.
Prepayment penalty. You don't see it a lot, but I can remember I took some sort of like I guess it was a home equity loan, and I asked up front. I said, I just want to make sure there's no prepayment penalty on that. And then they said, oh, because we almost never see that anymore. I go to pay the thing off in under 3 years, and there's a prepayment penalty. And I call it back. I said,
specifically
asked you this. And they said, well, it's in the documents. You needed to read it. And you know what? I guess shame on me because I didn't. I just said, took it as a matter of fact. And I was really pissed off, and I changed my accounts out of that bank. I know it's partially my fault, but you know what? In theory, you should be able to rely on the conversation somewhere.
I know. Those days are gone.
I guess. And that bank is no longer here. Thank you very much. All right, you're on.
You had your part.
Is that mine? Oh, that's my turn. Number 6, we're up to. You need perfect credit for a mortgage. Oh, yes, you do. Absolutely true.
Yeah. No, the lenders
I'm
we
not
had on
getting
the show, you just had the even numbers. That's why. But yeah, the lenders that we've had on the show, I think they've said as low as 680.
You can actually go as low as 500.
Okay,
which I find amazing.
It's probably high risk loan, high interest loan.
God. It's got to be a seriously high risk loan.
Yeah,
but they'll do it.
Yep.
Pay a few cents more, I guess, on the rate. But hey, you can do it.
But if you think that your credit is subpar, or that you aren't in a position to buy, talk to a lender, talk to a real estate agent that can get you in touch with the right lender that can help coach you up. I've had
better lenders will coach you up.
Yes.
And you know what? You may not buy a house this year, but maybe you buy a house in 6 months or a year, because they can turn you around relatively quickly.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times people do things that are not smart. They, intuitively, they make perfect sense. Like, I'm going to pay cash for everything. Yeah, that's good, but it doesn't help your credit.
No, not at all.
All. You're actually you're hurting yourself.
Yep.
Or I'm going to close accounts. Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Closed accounts, man, really not good.
yeah. The ones that have a lot of history, your credit will drop big time.
Yeah, you do not do that. So,
Yep.
yeah, but the credit thing, it's important to talk to a lender, and different lenders have different programs, and sometimes you may need to talk to one or two. That's why I always find it's best to talk to your real estate agent, because they're going to know the guys that can get the
Yep.
job done.
Yep.
We work with a number of good local mortgage brokers in town.
Mhm.
They cover the entire market, and if they want to place you with this bank and their guidelines are A and you need B, they just
Mhm.
move you over here. It doesn't cost you anything more to
Yep.
do that. You do it on your own, it does cost you more.
Yeah. Yep.
So
You
so
get
don't do
dinged
that.
every time.
All right, number 7.
So student loan debt nixing qualifying for a mortgage. So when I went to school, I was told that student loan debt is good debt, and it doesn't. It's actually positive, beneficial. Yeah.
They
Hook,
hooked
line,
you.
and sinker.
They hooked you.
When I went to go apply for my first mortgage, I was told that all debt is debt, no matter what.
Which makes more sense to me,
That's
but
debt
what do
to
I know?
income ratio.
Yep, debt to income. Yep.
Yep.
So, it's okay. Bidding wars have ended. We know that now, right?
No, not here.
No, not here.
No.
Interesting statistic I wanted to share with you. In July, just 3 months ago, 21% of the homes sold were above the asking price, uh, and the average listing, and the average listing received 2.1 offers. Okay, this is
This is
nationally.
Nash. Yeah. Yep.
Um, Here's the facts. Buyers are still having bidding wars,
Yeah. Yeah. And
and
in
especially
Western
in
New
Western New
York.
York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in Western.
Yep.
Okay, so if it's 2.1, okay, maybe that's an average.
Mhm.
So there may have been some offers that maybe just, had no
Yep.
competition.
Yep.
And then there was the guy that had 20.
Yep.
And you average it down, it comes down to 2. But
Probably.
multiple offers, I'm not seeing any not
No, I would
offers.
say on average in Buffalo right now, we're anywhere from 8 to 10 on average
Yeah.
on a good, good quality home.
Yeah. So you gotta get your ducks in a row for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Okay.
So
Number 9.
9, new home construction costs much more than existing homes. I think that's the first one that's true.
Well, it could or could not be. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of in the middle. And the answer to that is location, location, location. Depends on
Yes.
location.
Yep.
One of the people on our team just bought a house in Florida. Florida's market's in a little state of flux. They bought a brand new house, brand new built, and they got a deal on it
Mhm.
because the seller had a bunch of inventory up in the
Yep.
ground, spec homes, and he says, "Yeah, I gotta get rid of some of these things." So
Yep.
she got a good deal. Around here in Western New York, yeah, I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, new construction costs typically tend to be higher than existing homes. But you know what? After the first of the year, they're definitely gonna be higher.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Because
Why?
of the
It's the
electric.
electrification thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, every house after January 1, unless
Change.
it's a law, and I don't think they're gonna be able to change it. I think they're just gonna have to deal with it for a year
Yep.
and watch the feathers hit the fan.
Yep.
I
Yep.
clean that.
Yeah.
I clean that up for you.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, but like
'cause they're not feathers.
in the certain markets like the Clarence and Orchard Park and stuff, those homes are building at 400, 500 a square foot in some cases. So I mean, it is another micro market type of a topic as
Micro
well.
market, micro
Yep.
market. That's something always to keep in mind.
Yep.
We're up to note 10.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Housing affordably is a problem on the coasts.
Mm. Just on the coast?
Just on the coast? Well, here's the facts. This is an interesting figure. The average household pays $22.56 a month for a mortgage on an existing single family home. Okay, now that's assuming, of course, a 20% down payment. So that means the typical family spends, here's a magical number, 25.7% of their income on housing. Hold that thought. By comparison, financial experts recommend households keep their share under 28% of gross monthly income to avoid becoming cost burdened. Okay. When I was a kid, and maybe even when you were a kid, your parents typically said something like, well, this is how it should work in terms of establishing a budget.
Hmm.
Your housing, your rent, they would call it your rent because a lot of people were renting back then. Or even if they own, they said, should be about 25%. In other words, 1 week's earnings
Hmm.
out of the month should go for your housing. That's where we are now.
Hmm.
According to the statistics that are up, it's exactly where we are. A little bit more, 25 point, what did I say?
7. So, yep.
27, 26%. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can say, well, but yeah, people were making houses were cheaper back, but people were making less money.
Yeah.
When I bought my first house at 14.5%, my income was much less than it is today, but my rate was much higher. So my what I was paying out was it
Yeah.
came out
Balance
to be
it.
the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, nobody wants to pay for things these days. I
Yeah.
understand,
Yep.
and housing seems like it's gone through the roof and all that.
Everything does. Yeah.
But everything's gone up,
Yep.
and it's not quite as bad as it's being represented in the news.
Hmm.
So you have to really scratch between the surface and say, what's really going on? It's 1 week's rent these days. You say, well, I'm not making that. Well, you're outside of that statistical analysis.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Number 11.
All right. Pre-approval versus pre-qualification. Are they the same?
No,
No. Not at all.
not at all.
No.
And one of my major pet peeves, and this is not necessarily universal, but I'm not crazy about online lenders.
No. Not
Because
me either.
more times than not, they will give you a pre-qualification and not a pre-approval, and the buyer thinks he has a pre-approval.
Hmm.
What makes a pre-approval is a magical part of the process. You got to run your credit.
Yeah. And your
You know?
financial.
Yeah. If they haven't done that, it's just they're taking your word. Well, I make $300,000. Well, maybe you don't make $300,000.
Well, that's when, remember, in pre-2008, it was stated income was a way that
Stated income.
and that's what
Kiss of
essentially it
death.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the market collapsed as a result of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Appraisers were going on. They'd appraise anything that wasn't moving.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, I don't mean to pick on them specifically, but it was a perfect storm of not good things, which we don't have
No.
in this market.
Mm-mm.
And that brings us to the last part, which is number 12. Are we headed for a crisis like we had in 2008?
Mm.
And the answer to that is no,
No.
we're not, because
No.
the facts are very, very different the way this market is compared to that market.
Yep.
And the thing that really keeps us safest is this particular fact, and that is the average homeowner's wealth has grown by $140,900. So let's call it $141,000 in the last 5 years. Homeowners are typically what they call equity rich, so collapses don't necessarily occur when that happens.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So those are some of the myths that are out there. There's a bunch of others. Those are the top 12 for sure.
Yep. Yep.
But again, I think we have a good message here. We want to give you the real story.
Yes. Yep.
Because there's all kinds of myths out there, and depending on the time of the day, you'll hear a brand new one.
Yes. Yep. And it's good to address them.
And there's a lot of talk about AI, and it's going to change the business. I think it's going to change some of the things, but what people don't realize is we've been using AI probably for about at least 10 or 20 years, and we didn't know. If you do an email, and there's auto correct.
Yep.
That's AI.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
it's the simplest form.
It's the simplest form.
Yep.
But yeah, now it's getting crazy. The parts I don't like about AI is there's a lot of stuff, especially on the social media. It's just hard to know what the truth is.
Yeah, you can't tell what's real and what's
So
not.
I guess our show is really going to have to get amped up.
Yeah, right.
Give you the real stuff, the real story.
But in our business, there's a need for human interaction. There's a need to physically meet, walk through properties,
Absolutely.
discuss scenarios.
And as I've been saying this for pretty much almost forever. Before cell phones, we used to have the car phones.
Yeah.
And I would point to the car phone and say that, and your computer is only designed to get us to this.
Yes.
This, you're seeing us now,
Well,
and this is only designed to get us to this. If we don't get to eyeball, then chances are we're not going to have a successful transaction.
Yep.
Because there's people involved.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And at some point, it's nice to look somebody in the eye and say, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Come on, Willis.
So that's our story.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, follow, subscribe. Let us know if there's any questions that you would like us to answer on the show.
And tune in next time, because together we are those real estate guys.